Oscar Echo, Echo Mike Delta.
Oscar Echo, Echo Mike Delta, Servus, KNH 101.
Möglichkeit uns.
Ja, es ist wieder Sommer.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you, okay?
Morning.
I know that constructors never give away any details during the season. Are you going to reveal any of your secrets why the RB6 was such a superior car this season?
It's the usual thing, there's no one secret. I think the package worked. We got all the basics right. We were able to develop the car at a rate which more or less matched our competitors, which is so crucial nowadays. And we had two drivers, in Sebastian and Mark, who pushed each other to the limit, and pushing each other to the limit also pushed the car to its limit.
Christian, how difficult was your job throughout those 19 races to balance everything out between two potential champions?
Well, we're very fortunate that we've got two such strong drivers, without which for sure we wouldn't have won the Constructors' Championship. And you know, Mark and Sebastian have been so closely matched on so many occasions, and the form has obviously varied between the two of them at different points in the year, but on average they've been split by quite often less than a tenth of a second, and they very much brought the best out of each other. I mean, Mark, you know, won in Monaco, Barcelona, you know, Hungary, and Silverstone this year, and you know, it was a great campaign for Mark. He obviously led the championship for a large part of the second half of the summer, and Sebastian, you obviously got off to a difficult start, a couple of reliability issues in the first couple of races, but never gave up, hung in there, and the only time he led the championship was on Sunday evening in Abu Dhabi, which is obviously the most crucial time. So obviously they've raced against each other this year, they've pushed each other hard, but I think ultimately it's, you know, it's spurred each of them on, and it's brought the best out of each of them.
Bike accident, coming back from this, like this, is that a win in itself, a championship? And we say hello to Sebastian as well. Good morning. Morning, Sebastian. Mark, can we finish? Yes. Bike accident, coming back from this like this, is that a win in itself, a championship? And we say hello to Sebastian as well. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Sebastian. Mark,
Morgen.
what sticks out? What's the moment to remember in maybe 20, 30 years when you think back on your first World Championship? What's going to come back?
Well, I mean, that's a long way from now. Obviously, I hope that there's much more, you know, to come still. So obviously, it will always remain a special day. I think, you know, winning your first Grand Prix, or you know, achieving to make the step to enter Formula One, doing your first Formula One race, and equally winning your first Formula One championship, I think will always remain something very special. And you know, so I think you will never forget. But on the other hand, you know, as soon as you have the next challenge right in front of you, obviously you leave that behind and you focus on the next step.
All right, Sebastian, I know you've been asked the question before, but maybe we could talk about it briefly again. What actually went through your head? How was that crucial moment when you crossed the line, when your race engineer got on the radio? How was that?
Well, again, I mean, you know, before the race I did tell my engineer not to tell me anything, and not to, you know, tell me how is the race going on and who is probably still in the championship fight and who is not. So because we knew that we had to focus on whatever happens on that day for us, and thereby we are able to achieve our maximum and maximize our chance to win the championship. So I crossed the line and he came on the radio, and yeah, finally when I heard the words that we won the championship, I was completely shocked and didn't know how to respond, how to react, because I didn't expect it at that time. I knew we won the race, obviously, because I crossed the line first, and then I was waiting and obviously hoping and wishing, but yeah, it felt like ages until he came on the radio and told me that we made it. Natürlich gab es mal Zeiten, wo man vielleicht nicht gleicher Meinung war, aber ich glaube, das ist normal, wenn man ja, auf einem gleichen Level, sag ich mal, agiert, dann kommt man sich vielleicht ab und zu mal in die Haare und jeder sucht letzten Endes den Vorteil für sich. Das ist auch richtig so. So spornt man sich, glaube ich, gegenseitig an. Und von daher war es nicht immer leicht, aber ja, ich denke, die Aussprache oder einfach die Zeit dann nach dem Rennen und nach der Saison direkt miteinander zu sprechen, war gut für beide von uns.
Yeah, Sebastian's obviously touched on most of the things which are relevant to your question. I think that it's normal when we have such an important thing at stake that there's going to be times where it'll be on the edge, of course, and that's part of the journey. You know, that's sport. That's what happens. You know, you have these micro battles which happen, and of course the media can make it a bit bigger on Monday or Tuesday compared to what it is 3 or 4 weeks before or after, and that's something which we can't control. But at the end, it was something which drove the team forward. I think, as you said, maybe it fueled the whole thing forward. Of course, we lost some points with some of the rivalry getting a bit too close, but in the end, I think that the team has collectively worked incredibly hard together. Sebastian and I have have good respect for each other, and that's the important thing, that you can still at the end of all of that shake hands and realise that the battles we did around the world in terms of different tracks, because it's not just us two on the track. People have to remember that as well. Obviously, we have different people trying to piss on our fire as well. So we've got to think of the team as well.